All right, I'm going to take my little gouge quick, and I'm just going to reshape this mouth by pushing it in, giving it a little turn, and giving him kind of a little bit better lip, and it slants his lip down just a little bit on the inside for that mouth. Okay, any of this I'll clean up with some sandpaper. I've got a couple little cuts here that I don't like, but that's besides the point. He's starting to shape up really well. What I want to do is get a little bit of detail now in the eyes. I'm going to use this gouge, okay, the small one, and I'm just going to come up here by the nose, and I'm going to push up and dig this out just a little bit to kind of thin his nose at the top and to give me a little bit more room by turning it this way, just enough to get a little eye in there. Okay, by taking that out. This is a really small piece to do this on. A lot of times I don't even give these guys eyes. Okay. But I'm trying to cover a lot of tips, like I said, and then I use that same gouge to push that round part in like that to get that nose to keep going under. Very small here, so I got to be careful. And I'm trying to get a little bit of a socket here, like I said, like doing those two cuts, one up the side of the nose and in, and then one from here over, to clean that out and give myself a little bit of room to try and get an eye in there, which could be a challenge at this size. I'm going to do the same over here, and that's going to make the nose stand out more too, by the way. I'm going to come right up the side here by the nostril, push in, and think of the shape of the top of your nose. I'm trying to get it to kind of come to a triangle a little bit, and then we're going to try and dig that out by scooping just a little bit, okay, to give us a little more room, digging in. To try and make a little spot for an eye, which might just end up a little slit with a V-tool or something. But again, it's trying to define from the side a little bit more, and we're going to have to shape this part of the nose too, because this profile really isn't the greatest. I'm just trying to make him a little more interesting because he's so small, by giving him some type of character up there. Okay, now he's got a little bit of high cheekbones. If I take this gouge right here before I even do the eye and take wood out here, starting to give him his bag, all right, already. Just two spots that are a little bit lower underneath than above, all right, and blend this cheek down. I really like using these little gouges when I do this because it's really nice, the effect you get when you blend with them and you make all these little divots and wrinkles and stuff. But then when you hit that with sandpaper, it blends in really nice. But right here is going to be the interesting spot, because that spot's going to be a little bit higher. So that's what starts giving you a little bit more character than just making everything smooth. All right. And then again, we add our V-tool. See this, the way this comes over and up? I could actually make that eyelid do that by sharpening that line, and that's how we would clean that all up. Okay, once we do it, and now he's starting to look a little bit more like he has a set of eyes already. Okay, so we're going to use the V-tool and some deep cuts, I think, to insinuate eyes on this guy. But this one's just so small, I think I'm probably going to end up just leaving it like that for eyes. Because what's the point? Now I'm going to use this little V-tool to come up here If it was bigger, I'm going to have to cut. I'm trying to do it with the gouge and show you guys. But on these little ones, it's really not going to work out too good. So I'll have to show you that on other videos. I'm going to separate all this. Cut this in a little more with this little V-tool. And we'll clean that up with the little gouge and see if we can blend it together. But right here where I'm trying to push this in with, doing this, it's really not working too good because I need a different gouge. So I'm going to have to do that on a bigger one with my bigger gouges to show you guys what I mean and how nice that actually works. It's not working too good on these little ones. But that's okay. When I do cover it again, it's not like you haven't seen it. You'll know what I'm talking about, but you'll see how much better it works when you have the right size. All right here to make that eyebrow blend in, I'm just coming from the side and over. This one right here, I can come from this side and over and just leave it a little bit high down here, but take wood out with light shaves. Until you have them the shape that you want. If they're too high, you can take it down by shaving lightly. If you don't have enough shadow here, you can do the same thing. You could take more wood out, all right? Anywhere you see fit, more shadow under here, take a little more wood out for a better bag. Like right here, there he needs a little bit more. Okay. I'm just pretty much forgetting I'm even filming now, and I'm just playing and working on them. All right. Because I'll go from things like that to taking my V-tool and then saying, all right, let me make those stand out a little bit more with a hard cut. Okay. Come up here and work on his eyebrows. Let me go down here. I don't like where the mustache, it's not showing me enough detail, so I'll deepen it with a V-tool, a smaller V-tool, and I'll keep going around and around and around until I finally detail it enough that I'm happy with it. All right, eyebrows. Just going to use the V-tool. I have the small one here, and I'm going to make a series of cuts. Like that. These right here, I'd have to try and fan this way. So whatever breaks off is going to break off. And if it's not cutting good enough, I might have to round that and recut. All right. But sometimes you can just make 2 or 3 cuts and it'll deepen it enough that you will see them. Run them right through the same line, in other words. And then you clean up again with your gouges. All right. The only thing I don't like on this guy is right here where this mustache is. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to get that better detail there without that looking so gnarly. So that right there is it. But just using these V-tools, you see the hair pattern? All right. You can see where you have a big piece here and then a small piece there. And just keep running that V-tool through these pieces and make your hair. All right. And the more hair you can put on these guys, most of the time, that's what makes them interesting. All right. And again, take some and take a little bit out on 1 or 2 of these pieces. Go a little deeper over in the corner and around and get those pieces to start standing out a little bit. All right. Don't just leave them all the same. That's what's going to make him a little bit more animated in that beard hair. Okay. Where it starts coming down the sides. Maybe one more down here at the bottom. Make it 2 or 3 times with your V-tool and get that to stand out. Okay. Now this right here we can clean up a little bit more. He's pretty much done. I can clean him with the, well, I could put hair on top too. And I could just leave his eyes like that. I could clean all this up with my knife. I could deepen these cuts in the corners with my knife and take a little wood out, all right? And just insinuate eyes on something this small, all right? And that'll be good enough on such a small carving. Now we can do one more thing here, and that is to kind of frame the face. See how his face isn't framed with anything right now. Just Carve Rob likes to keep saying that now because I say that in a lot of my videos, all right? And he's right. We got to frame the face, Rob. So I'm going to just wing it. I'm going to take my knife up here, poke it in. I'm going to bring this down, even if I go through my eyebrow a little bit here, all right? And I'm just going to run that line, and wherever it runs off to, I'm going to make that stop cut. I'm going to make my removal cut. Come up here to the top and pop that chip out, all right? Now at the top here, I want a V cut. I want one there, because we definitely want to separate the forehead from that tuft of hair, okay? And now he's starting to see how his face is framed now. Same thing with this cut right here where the beard starts. I can run my stop cut through there, take that little piece out, and it separates. Now the beard hair and the cheek are separated. Same over here. Can run that just like that. Push a little shadow cut down in there, and then come up to here and do the same thing. Start kind of make it a triangle when you do this a little bit. So I'm going to make his forehead small, bring this over like that, and then down. All right, and we'll try to take that out, and his face will be framed in now. Okay, once we remove this piece all the way up. Okay, and that kind of makes the face smaller, gives him more hair, as you can detail, and it kind of buries him into the wood, indicating that he's a true wood spirit. All right. Now, I know I turned this little video into a big video, but that's okay. Now he's got some big bushy eyebrows. All we need is some hair. Let's just give him a couple of grooves with our little gouge. Over here, we'll take any sharp edges off with our gouge. If we want that face to be inset in deeper, we can do that. If I want this eyebrow, it's a little too bushy over here on the side, I can take that down and recut it. Okay, because it looked a little funky to me. I want room to see that shadow over here. All right, and then I'm going to take our V tool. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go around and give him some hair there. And then it'll all blend together. Okay. If his cheeks, I'll take his cheek down here a little bit with my V tool. Remember I said you can use that as a shaver, the side of it. Okay. And you blend his hair together all the way around. So I'm hoping this is giving you tips and ideas, even if every video, I know sometimes I go into a little overkill and you might get confused in spots, but we're going to keep covering same things one at a time over and over. You'll hear the same stuff. All right. And eventually it'll click. And if you can walk away from every video, like I said, with just one thing every time, you'll do fine and you'll start learning more and more. Oops. Just these little guys are pretty hard to hold. All right. Now I could give him one or two more lines maybe for a little character over here. Not really too much room, but that's all this guy's going to need. And we made him as interesting as we could for the size piece we're working on. with the V-tool and our hand tools, and we'll take our... You can use a denture brush for this, or a brass brush, like I'm using here, okay? And this is basswood, and it cleans the fuzzies out and stuff. And then you can hit it with a piece of 220 or whatever, and you have yourself a nice little wood spirit that you made with hand tools. And that's how I would do hair with the V-tool, just the V-tool, okay? Which is pretty much what this video started as, and it turned into a whole wood spirit video. But hey, you can never have enough wood spirit videos. And this one we did with hand tools. I might want to break his hair up on this side a little bit more. Oh, I do have to work this nose a little. See, now I'm just working on him for me, because I'm not really happy with him and the shape of his nose. I did want to dig him in more, but the video is getting pretty long. We covered a lot of techniques, and it's not the only way we can do them. Don't think that this is going to be every time. All right, we'll add a lot more detail. We'll add a lot more depth in a lot of our carvings to come. All right, we'll carve a lot deeper. But for now, we're just covering basic things. And once you see those over and over, you won't be surprised when we do them in the other ones. And then we'll add more depth. And then use these techniques, and you'll be surprised how much these guys pop. Especially with a lot of hair. All right. All right, and then it's just a matter of cleaning him with a piece of 220 and smoothing everything over after I wire brush him, or not wire brush him, but you can even use ruby carvers. Work really good. This is basswood, okay? And I'll do something like that, and that's how we end up with a decent looking wood spirit that we blend in. Right, you see I blend all these little cuts. Now he's got that little ridge going down his nose and whatnot. But that's what I would do and try to come up with, you know, a wood spirit with no eyes. Anyway, that's what we did in this video. I cut him down. He makes something out of him. I don't know, a keychain or something. He's pretty small. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Hope you got something out of this video. And in the next one, we'll try to do something with eyes. And I'd really like to show you how I can shape those eyebrows with gouges. But like I said, this is too small, and I need the right size gouge to do it. A bigger piece, and this gouge would work really good on it. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you enjoy the shorts. Like I said, they're there to be funny. That's about it. So if you want to be entertained besides watching wood carving videos, you can always check out the shorts. And make sure you check out the other channel for more beginner stuff with hand tools. We're just starting to work on those now. So always good tips and reviews over at Kevin's Carvings. All right, a little quickie at the end here. I did decide to put some eyes in him because I just feel like he's unfinished for some reason. So, but you don't need to, right? But I did get the little tools out, and I got eyes in him with some micro gouges, and I could at least hold it without worrying about filming it. So this is the end result for that wood spirit, and we'll make him a little keychain or something. And just wanted to show you guys, and I need a picture for a thumbnail anyway. See you in the next one. Bye bye.